Hey everybody, Joel here. Now, I'm sweating because I just finished an amazing back workout with my buddy Greg, but we want to talk to you about advanced training for big arms. Now, whether you're young or you're old, you want to do this for longevity. You look at some people that get massive injuries and stuff like that, and it's really, you want to be here for the long haul. So I remember when I was 21, you don't really worry about that. I'm now going to be 47, and you've got to train for maximum efficiency, maximum stimulation on the arms while limiting the amount of potential for injury. So I do almost all machines. Now, years ago, people thought only free weights. More and more professionals are utilizing machines. So we're gonna start with a preacher curl. And so I'm gonna show you how to do the movement properly, but also how to get maximum stimulation for maximum growth. So the first part is, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna warm up. I haven't warmed up my biceps yet. You want to do 2 to 3 warm-up sets. But what's really cool about using a cable like this is the tension is constant throughout the whole movement. When you're using free weights as an example, let's say I had a dumbbell here, the maximum tension is right here. Less tension here, less tension at the bottom. With a cable, the tension is consistent throughout the whole movement, which is safer for injury and also gives you much better stimulation. As you can see, there's tension here, there's tension here, there's tension here, there's tension throughout the whole movement. So what you want to do, full extension of the arms, back up, down slow. Now this is just a warm up, but powering on the way up, down slow. So people always ask, how many reps for warm up? It's in the mind. It's when you start to feel warm. So I don't even know how many reps I did there. I'm gonna jump up to a new weight and do a second warm up and then go into a working set. But now it's Greg's turn for a warm up set. So Greg is new to the Now Body style of training. And so he's been doing it, what, about 3 weeks now, Greg?
Yeah, about 3 weeks.
3 weeks or so. And his strength is jumping up by about 15 to 20% every single workout, which is really fun. So he's a tall guy, but even still, notice how the arms are full extension, full contraction. Is this a warm-up or a?
It's a warm-up.
Okay. While he does that, I'm gonna find some stuff I need.
Perfect.
Awesome. I'm gonna do my second warm-up. And what's really cool, a lot of guys that want to talk about, being really lean, and leanness comes from the amount of calories you burn versus the amount of calories you eat. Because I'm using more weights than Greg, because I have more muscle mass, that's not to brag or anything, but I'm naturally burning more calories because my work output's higher. So as you build more muscle, not only do you burn more calories during the workout, you burn more calories 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So again, down, up. And that's all I need. When you're warming up, it's not so much warming up the muscle and the blood flow, but it's also warming up the nervous system as well. So Greg's are you on for a working set now, Greg?
For a working set.
So you'll see the difference here in this one working set to failure. The stimulus for muscle growth is positive momentary muscular failure one time, that's it. So I'm gonna push him hard, and he's gonna fail. And we're not counting reps here. All right. Good. Again, we're not counting reps, 3, 4, 7 reps. We're going until he fails, that's it. We don't know what that rep range will be. Good, I haven't helped him yet. Down slow. Good. I took maybe 5% of that one. So 3 more, Greg. Total failure. Take a break, visualize, and pull. Nice. Good. 2 more. Come on, buddy. Hard. Give that encouragement. Get a buddy system going. Good. Down slow. 1 more. The last one I took about 20%. Take a break. Come on, pull. 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 Good. Awesome. So that is positive momentary muscular failure. As I was explaining to Greg the other day, muscle contraction is an all or nothing response. Meaning on my first rep, I might use 10% of my muscle fibers to get the weight up. As each fiber contracts over every set, more and more fibers need to contract to get the movement done. And it's only at that positive momentary muscular failure, at the moment where you can no longer do it anymore, that you're actually exhausted every muscle fiber in the body part that you're working. So right now we're doing biceps. So I'm gonna move on to my working set. Alrighty, so it's my turn for one set to failure. And again, you know, I know we're talking about big biceps, but guys want the nice lean waist, they want the V-taper shoulder, they want the bigger chest. The six-pack comes from body fat levels. So what you need to understand is the more muscle you build, the more calories you burn. 1 pound of muscle burns 100 calories a day. So if you put on 10 pounds of muscle, you're gonna burn an extra 1,000 calories a day doing nothing. That's the equivalent of doing 1 hour treadmill every single day. So this is my set to failure. And again, I'm burning more calories because my work output's higher because I'm using more weight. So it just makes it fun. Would you rather do 7 minutes of exercise 3 times per week, or do an hour to an hour and a half of treadmill every single day to achieve your goals associated with having low body fat levels? Ready, buddy?
Yep.
So slow down, and I'm powering up, guys.
That was you.
I'm ready.
Okay.
3 more.
Nice. Still all you. You got this too. All right, one more. One more. You got it.
Holy cow. So, high intensity, short duration. The other thing I want to just touch on again, because I know what your overall goals are, cardiovascular exercise is excellent for what it's called for, cardiovascular system. It actually doesn't burn a whole lot of fat. So on your days off from training, you're more than welcome to do whatever you love to do. Walk the dog, ride a bike, always do, especially after the age of 40, always do something for your cardiovascular system. So we'll move on to another exercise, and I think we'll do a standing curl this time. What I really love about this, just to explain a little bit more about it, it really forces isolation on the biceps. So we'll do a standing cable curl next, but you'll see we'll tend to cheat a little bit, and cheating's okay as long as it's not really exaggerated. So let's move on to that exercise now. Okay, so the last exercise, the higher the elbow is, the more you're pulling in the bicep to a higher contraction at the top. Now, there's no such thing, let me say this, as changing the shape of a muscle. So a lot of people go, how do I get that nice peak? Guess what? I don't have one. I'm never gonna have one, it's genetic. The only thing you can change is a muscle size. You cannot change a muscle shape. However, it's still good to stimulate the muscles in different ways to force growth. So here, we're shortening the bicep already. Here, we're elongating the bicep to give it different stimulation. The different stimulation is gonna help growth, not change the shape. So many people want that Arnold peak like this. Some people have it, some don't. You're never gonna change it. So let's finish off. Last set of the day, Greg.
Yes.
And even though we only did one set before, the muscles fatigue and tire quickly. Remember, it's not the volume. It's the 1 rep to positive failure that makes all the difference in the growth. It's an adaptive response to a stimulus that it's not used to. When the muscle fails, that tells you it's not used to it. Come on, buddy. Good, he's starting to fail. 2 more. And he's tired. I'm tired too. Come on. Good. 1 more. Take a break at the bottom. The reason I say take a break is visualize, then pull. Good job. Nice. Oh. Guess it's my turn, huh? So, yeah, you know, this is just always keeping the science real. Every body part You can only change its size. You can't change its shape. And a muscle size is directly proportional to muscle length. So in other words, my calves are okay because my calves insert down here. You see a lot of African American men, they don't get big calves. It's because their calf is very short. Usually their calves are very high and it kind of starts here. Mine starts way down here, so it allows me good calf development. My arms are big because you can see that my bicep actually inserts right at the tip of the elbow. It's because the muscle belly is long, it has better potential for growth. My chest is one of my weaker muscle groups because some people's chests kind of insert down here, mine inserts a little higher. The longer the muscle belly, the better potential for growth. So there's a lot of genetic things. Now that doesn't mean you still can't build bigger arms, bigger calves, bigger whatever, but everybody has their biomechanical differences and hence their weaknesses based on their genetics. This is my last, and same with my triceps. People say, how do you get such big triceps? If you see, my tricep inserts very, very low. And because the tricep has a long muscle head here, it has good capacity for growth. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
That's too light. Put it to 175. Thank you, sir. Now the reason I'm leaning back, I have a herniated disc in my back, so it keeps the pressure off my back. Two more.
Yep. I got you. I got you. Oh, it was almost all you.
Workout's done. 2 sets, positive failure, and again, I can't stress enough, it's not set after set after set after set after set. The first rep of the exercise, the second rep, the third rep is designed only to get to the final rep. That final rep where the muscle fails is what creates all the growth. And that's why it's only 7 minutes a day, 3 times per week. And the 10 days of recuperation time is what makes the muscles grow. So changing the exercises is good. Do not change the principles. So I showed you preacher curl and cable curl. Again, as we age, I strongly recommend you stay away from the free weights and go to more machines like this for safety reasons. I remember exactly when I hit 40 years old. That's where I started to have the greater potential for injury and stuff like that. And as such, I started injuring myself more. And I started to switch over to more cables and machines. And I remember, oh God, I'm gonna lose size. I'm gonna shrink up. I'm gonna get smaller. I actually improved because you're able to efficiently train the muscles better and you're able to eliminate some of the joints and the other compression aspects of your whole body. What I mean by that, if I'm standing and I'm doing a heavy dumbbell curl, well, it's putting pressure on my lower back, it's putting pressure on my neck, it's putting pressure on my elbows. And when I switched over to things that put less pressure on the joints because I'm aging, I was actually able to train with higher intensity. And it's the intensity that causes the muscle growth, right? So in summary, if you're doing only 5 reps, the weight, to failure, the weight's probably a little too much. If you're going past 10, 11 reps, the weight's not quite heavy enough. So, when you're younger, you can train in that 5 to 6 rep range to failure. When you're my age, I prefer 8 to 10 reps to failure. So we'll see you on the next video. Remember, in summary, high intensity, short duration, keyword, positive momentary muscular failure, or key phrase, positive momentary muscular failure is what causes the growth, not set after set after set. We'll see you on the next workout video.